What up, what up, what up? FST in the building. Let's see if we can get some folks in here before I get started. So I think I messed up last time and I didn't make this public. Let's try this again. If you guys can see me or hear me, let me know in the comments. Yo, yo, yo. Okay. I see you guys getting in here. Cool, cool. We got a lot to talk about. Yo, yo. Okay, I see you guys. What's good, guys? Ryan, Jeremy, Siobhan, Carter, Alex. What's good? Okay. That's good. Let's get some few folks in here. We got a lot to talk about. Absolutely got a lot to talk about with the NBA schedule being released. Can't wait to talk about that. Got to talk about training camps with the NFL. Talk about fantasy football, the Bears and Bulls, and then also do a Q&A. Sup, Faiz, love what you do. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. What's good? Great channel. Yo, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate the love. So, who is excited for the NBA season returning? We officially have the schedule out, and I am actually pulling it up right now as we speak because I've got it pulled up right here. If you guys can see. Oh. So we're going to talk about the schedule itself, and I'll also be answering questions for sure. So keep sending the questions in the chat, and I'll get to it. And by the way, if you want me to answer your question right away, super chat is the way to go. I'll go ahead and answer the question, any question it is, right away. Super chat. So go ahead and do that as well. So with that being said, let's talk about the NBA schedule, okay? And hopefully more folks get in here. But we actually have this schedule out now. Like, we know the NBA season was happening. They had announced it. The Players Association agreed to it. The NBA agreed to it. And now it's happening. And opening night, we've got the Jazz and the Pelicans. So Zion versus Donovan Mitchell. And we've got the Clippers and the Lakers. What better way to restart the NBA season than the Clippers and the Lakers? So I love that. Okay, so that's opening night. Love watching those two games. And then we've got the next day, July 31st, which just so happens to be my birthday, by the way. We've got the Grizzlies, the Blazers, Grizzlies versus the Blazers, the Celtics versus the Bucks, which I love that matchup. And then we've got the Rockets versus the Mavericks. So the two fantastic games for sure in the Celtics, Bucks, and the Lakers and Clippers on those first two nights. So I can't wait for the NBA season to resume. And it's just, yeah, it's going to feel so different watching basketball in the summer. This time every year, we're usually in the off season and like the draft is happening and you know, it's free agency, you know, pre-free agency period. And it's crazy to be able to, you know that we're going to be watching like not even the playoffs yet, the regular season. So they released that. So I love the opening day games. Although I will say, I wish they put another team besides the Jazz playing against the Pelicans. I got no issues with the Pelicans. Obviously, everybody wants to watch Zion, but I do think they should have went with maybe, you know, the Celtics or the Rockets versus the Pelicans instead of the Jazz. Okay, that's my one issue with that. And then when we take a look at the, you know, seeding games, there's a lot of games on national TV. So TNT, NBA TV, ESPN, ABC, all of majority of the games are on those. By the way, two teams that got left out from any national TV games, by the way, like they have zero, is I believe the Suns and the Wizards. It's crazy, right? So I agree with the Wizards because they're awful, but you couldn't let the Suns have like one damn game, like really. So it's crazy to me, but I don't know why all these games aren't televised. Okay, so some of you guys are asking, are they going to be on different channels or just one main channel? They're going to be all on different channels. So opening night, it's restarting on TNT, so both the games are on TNT, and then we've got NBA TV. Some games are going to be on. Some games are going to be on ESPN. And I think that's it. So basically, every game is going to be on either TNT, NBA TV, ESPN. I shouldn't say every game. Every game that's on national TV is going to be on one of those three. And here's the thing, okay? We're going from no sports, folks, for 3 months, okay, pretty much, to now we're going to have sports literally the entire day. I'm looking at the schedule right now. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not focusing. But some of these games start at 1 in the afternoon and go all the way till 9 p.m. at night. Okay, so you want to talk about the whole day there's basketball on? The entire day, folks. We're used to having, the NBA on from about 6 p.m. in the evening all the way till, probably 10, 11 at night. Now it's going to be all day. And, folks, that is just basketball heaven at that point. I probably will have basketball overload, but I don't care. We've had no sports for 3 months. So give me my basketball back, and I'm happy with it. A couple other key items to note here. So there's going to be 3 courts. 2 of them are going to be used for national TV. That's what I read. And then let me see here again. Again, if you guys are getting in here, thanks for joining. If you want to ask questions, go ahead and submit those here. I'll go ahead and answer them. But if you really want your question answered, submit a super chat, and I'll go ahead and answer whatever question it is via super chat. So submit that. But let me just get to real quick couple other notes for the NBA schedule being released. So again, the games, there's going to be a maximum of 7 games per day. Okay, and I told you tip-offs between 12 all the way till 1, or 12 all the way till 9, excuse me. Okay, so that's going to be crazy. It's going to be without fans, so there's no fans in the arena. Couple of cool things I heard, they're going to be pumping in crowd noise. So I heard they're going to be doing it through 2K, the game itself, NBA 2K. Like, I don't know how that's going to happen. I've seen in these like other leagues that have started, like the EPL soccer in Europe and like Korean baseball, they are basically having a jumbotron that you have in these arenas, and they have fans basically cheering through the jumbotron. So you have like virtual, cheering through fans. But yeah, the 2K sounds, some folks are not a big fan of that, but there's going to be fake crowd noise. That is what I've heard. So folks that want to hear the players, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen because they won't be able to have sponsorships because every player is going to swear, up the what, and that's just not going to be okay for TV, okay? And I don't want the players to change the way they talk, right? That's going to affect the game. They swear. Let them swear. We just won't be able to hear them. So it's going to be crowd noise, which, again, some people like it, some people don't, but it's going to be crazy. And the other thing, if you guys don't know, NBA players are allowed to watch other players' games. So LeBron and AD get done playing their game, then go and watch the Clippers play. Like, it's crazy. So, again, a lot to look forward to, a lot to get excited about. And, there's people saying, with the rise in COVID cases now in Florida and Texas and mainly the South and the West, that, the NBA season, could get canceled or resumed. Listen, folks, they're going to be in a bubble, okay, that nobody's allowed to leave or come into, okay? The season's happening because they are safer in the bubble than they are outside. If they were, interacting with people outside the bubble, I would totally agree. If the NBA players break the bubble and they go against that, I mean, that's not going to work out. But I'm telling you right now, the NBA season is 1,000% happening. So don't think otherwise. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, switching over real quick to NFL training camps. And again, I will get to questions, Q&A in just a second here after I hit these points. And again, one more time, super chat to submit your questions if you want those answered right away, or else I will be answering them at the end. So NFL training camps start July 21st. Here's my thing with the NFL. I believe 99% of the NFL season is happening. I have no reason not to. But here's my thing. Can we get a plan in place, please? Can we get a plan in place? Like, the NBA came out with an extensive plan for testing and tracing players so that they have, what they need to make the NBA happen. What is the NFL doing? Are we going to have fans in stadiums? Are we not? All I heard was the first 6 to 8 sections of seats are going to be tarped off for sponsors. Like, that's not enough. Like, what's going to happen. And if you are not doing any fans, which it doesn't look like there will be fans, it would be my guess. What is the point of playing in everybody's home arena? Okay, why don't you do the same thing the NBA is doing with the bubble, if you will? But I don't know. Again, what place in the U.S. has a city where there's multiple football fields within the same vicinity? I don't know. I'm just saying. I just don't like how the NFL hasn't come out with a plan for testing, tracing, and making sure that the players are going to be safe and whether or not the fans are going to be there. So, again, to me, that is really, really weird. But, again, I'm hoping the NFL season happens, and I think it will. Training camps are kicking off soon, so let's see what happens, okay? But, again, to me, that's really weird. Speaking of NFL and NBA now, folks, I've been telling you guys this for about a couple weeks now. It is happening. Fantasy football and DFS. Okay? Fantasy sports. I am dropping my courses very soon here for season-long fantasy football and also daily fantasy sports for both the NBA and the NFL. We already know the NBA season starting on July 30th. Hopefully football starts on time. But for both sports, I'm going to have, these courses I'm dropping for you guys to be able to, watch and learn from those, because I'm going to be bringing a ton of fantasy content. Look, I've been trying this whole time for 3 months now to put out daily content with no sports on. So just best believe when there is sports, it's going to be like crazy. But again, this is going to really, really help you guys out, because if you guys don't play fantasy sports, you should. And if you do, you haven't been successful, I'm going to help make you guys successful, because I've been pretty successful at it for a couple of years now. So with that being said, we got that out of the way. If you guys have not checked out the podcast, do so. It is on Apple Podcasts, and it is also on Spotify. So both of those, let me see if I can pull it up. Leave a 5-star review if you could. It would help your boy out a lot. For that, if you guys are not subscribed to the Patreon, do so. That's where I'll be dropping exclusive Patreon content, like with fantasy football. So here's the podcast, if you guys can tell. Hold on. There you go. Just go ahead and check it out. It's on Apple Tunes, and then I've got it on Spotify as well. Okay, and then follow me on social media, obviously, if you guys want to ask me any questions on there as well, Instagram, and then I created a TikTok, so you guys can go ahead and ask me questions on there. So, all right, let's get to the Q&A now. If you guys have questions, go ahead and submit them. Super chat for me to answer the questions right away. So let's get started. Chris Gomez is asking, have you ever thought about doing a gaming channel on Twitch? Great question. I have thought about doing that. I play Fortnite a lot, so I'd love to play with you guys. Here's the thing, though. I am already getting stretched so thin with all of the content that I put out that it takes me so much time and takes up so much of my time that it's difficult for me to do a Twitch channel and have time for that. So I have thought about it, to answer your question. Will I do it? I'm not sure yet. Maybe, I'll think about it. But I will say this. I am coming on Twitch, but in a different format. I've partnered up with this one site called Fan to Fan Network. It's dropping July 4th, the website. And we are going to be doing live Twitch streams on there during the NFL season. So I am partnering with a bunch of these other NFL YouTubers. So basically there's a rep for every NFL team. I'm going to be the Bears guy, so obviously repping out the Bears. And I'm going to be doing live streams for that on Twitch. So if you guys want to know about that, follow Fan to Fan Network. I'll actually show you the Instagram page, and the Twitch page is in the link for that. So great question by Chris over here. This is the page for Fan to Fan Network, if you guys can see it, and there's a link for the Twitch in there, okay? So go ahead and follow that, okay? More excited about the NBA draft lottery coming up. Yeah, obviously with the Bulls not being in the restart, that is what I would look forward to as well. And did you guys hear, I just read today that the 8 teams that are not invited to the restart are apparently looking to start their own games being televised. Like, what the heck? That's so weird to me. Let's see here. My boy FST Underrated YouTuber. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, question, super chat. Would really appreciate that. Screw the Clippers. They stole Kawhi from the Raptors. Listen, man, nobody stole nobody from anybody. Kawhi Leonard wanted to go to the Clippers. So, Can't wait till NBA returns. Going to feel different to watch basketball in summer. Yeah, man, I totally agree. I totally agree. Let's be honest, Jim Boylen not getting fired. What? Jim Boylen is absolutely getting fired. It's just going to take some time for it to happen. So, like you said, it is going to happen. Just again, for those, let me address this, okay? For those folks waiting for Jim Boylen to get fired, don't hold your breath, because here's my thing. We got all the time in the world. Do you know the next time we're going to see the Chicago Bulls play basketball? It's going to be December 2020. We are in June, okay, almost July. We got plenty of months left. So what does that mean? That means there is no rush for this Bulls organization to fire Jim Boylen. They absolutely will. They will, but there's no rush for it. So I'm just saying it's going to happen. But if there was a rush for it, it would have happened by now. But since there's no rush for it, that's why they're just not going to fire him. And so just letting you guys know that, okay? Let's see here. Yes, I play Fortnite. I do. I wonder how many of you guys play Fortnite. I would love to play with you guys. Like I said, man, it's just I played Fortnite last night. It's just the streaming thing. I got to get on it. Even with live streams, I've been trying to do it as much as possible. But with that being said, absolutely will do so. So like I said, submit your questions on here. I'm going to hang out for another maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes and live do the super chat if you want me to answer the question right away. But guys, listen, the fantasy football videos that I'm putting out, you guys are going to love these. How many of you guys play fantasy football? Let me know in the comments, man, because here's the thing with fantasy football. It is so fun to play, and if you guys don't play, I run the league every year in this channel, obviously with the FSC league. Hopefully you guys try to get into that. I'll obviously be doing one this year as well. But yeah, I'm going to be dropping a ton of content for the fantasy football videos. You guys are going to want to stay tuned for that. And then daily fantasy sports. How many of you guys play DFS, daily fantasy sports, on FanDuel or DraftKings or any other website? Let me know as well. Okay, let's ask Faiz the shy, get Felicio out. Yeah, Cristiano Felicio, even if you try to, you're going to have to wait until his contract expires. John Paxson trying to keep Jim Boylen. I don't believe so. John Paxson is not going to have any say in the matter. Could he vouch for Jim Boylen? Sure, but it's not going to happen. Knicks could hire the coach we need. Yeah, the Knicks are also looking for a head coach, and I'm afraid about that because, again, they also are linked to Kenny Atkinson. They're also linked to a bunch of other guys that the Bulls are looking into. But, again, I'm not worried because I do think Arturos Karnisovas is going to do the right thing and find the right guy. Nate is saying, I haven't played fantasy football because I have no idea where to start. Nate, that is exactly why I'm dropping my course. So for people that don't know how to do so, I will literally help you with all that. I will literally show you the players to draft, the format, the scoring, everything. Okay. So again, when that happens, you guys will need to grab the course when I drop it, and I'm working on it right now actually. So I'll be dropping it very soon in these next few weeks or so. So some of you guys play fantasy NBA. Okay, here's the thing. I used to play fantasy NBA. It's just the season would take too long. For NBA, because it's every day, I have switched over to daily fantasy sports, and I promise you guys, this is the way to go. So FanDuel and DraftKings, you can literally win money every day. That's what I do. I play on draft, and this sounds like I'm getting sponsored. I'm not even getting sponsored by these guys. I'm only saying that because I play it so much that I want you guys to do it as well. So I will show you guys how to play DFS as well, because instead of season long, it's every day. So like I said, it gets very tiring with season long NBA, but daily fantasy NBA, it's perfect. I play it every day, and I'm starting as soon as the NBA season resumes. So that DFS course, it's getting dropped very soon. Certainly before that, you guys are going to need to cop that, okay? So I'm dropping a season-long fantasy football course and a daily fantasy course for both the NBA and the NFL, okay? Do you think the Bulls can make the playoffs next year? Yeah, I think they have a very good shot, Brandon. It just depends on, obviously, what the other teams in the East do as well as also what happens with the Bulls. But I thought the Bulls. I would rather have Mitch Trubisky. That's not close. Jim Boylen has not done anything significant in his life. At least Mitch Trubisky at least Mitch Trubisky won the division, the North, won 12 games, made a Pro Bowl, went to the playoffs. It's not close. Do you win money with the fantasy league? I play DK fantasy every day right now. Madden games are free to win money off of. Yeah. So right now I haven't been playing because there's no sports on it, so there's only these simulations. I do win money, yes. Are you talking about the season long or the daily? Because I win money on daily and season long as well. But to your point, yes. Right now I'm not playing, but I will be as soon as sports are back, okay? So don't worry about that. So that's dropping, okay? So, again, I'm going to have exclusive content on Patreon. It's always in the link in my description, but I can't wait for it. The NBA season coming back. Like, there's so much to look forward to, guys. Just stay tuned, and I will be bringing you guys, all of the updates. So with that being said, thank you guys. If there's any questions, let me know down below, but I will be getting off, and I'll talk to you guys